Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Oh, let me just turn that off. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Wonder Woman. Good morning, Alison Barber, Lynn Sheard. Obviously, this isn't coffee moaning. This is just a little kind of cracking little chat about what you thought of the Oscars, what we thought of the Oscar wins. There were no slaps. Is anyone else sort of vaguely, slightly, I don't know, after the slap, after the mistake of Moonlight and La La Land, kind of one sort of almost hopes that the Oscars always delivers some kind of controversy, don't you? I mean, the thought or the prospect actually of just sitting through 4 hours of interminable adverts and filler wasn't particularly attractive. So I didn't stay up last night. I was listening to interviews up until about 2, and then I keeled over and had to go to bed. But I thought I'd get up early this morning. Morning, Marcia Toms, Alison Barber, Tina Davis, Susan Cooper. I thought we'd have a little chew the cud, have a little walk through and a talk through some of the winners. Did any of you stay up for the entire night? Did any of you stay up for the entire night? Wonder Woman. Gutted, but it didn't go empty-handed, did it? Morning, Emily Denmaid. Yeah, you went to around 2. Jimmy Kimmel, who's fast becoming sort of like sort of today's version of. Do you remember Billy Crystal? Do you remember he's hosted the awards I think 9 times. I think Jimmy Kimmel is becoming. Debbie Godfrey, you did it, well done. I think Jimmy Kimmel is becoming as much of a safe pair of hands as Billy Crystal was. So some of the kind of Lady Gaga, she rescued a falling photographer, did she, or a falling woman in her gorgeous dress. Lady Gaga then performed in t-shirt and jeans, quite something. Cocaine Bear was there, coming on with Elizabeth Banks. She nearly tripped and broke her neck. That's quite something. What else? Oh, the donkey from the Banshees of Inisherin, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Obviously, the winners and what have you. But the Banshees of Inisherin, that's probably the most famous look, or the look-in. And the reporter then patted her on the bum. Good God. Yeah, the donkey. The donkey. Was it the donkey? At first I thought it was the donkey from EO. You know, is that Best Foreign Picture nomination? But of course the donkey from Banshees of Inisherin. So bears and donkeys. Quite something. Emily Denmaid, so happy for Everything Everywhere All at Once and all their wins. Well, Emily Denmaid, are you a Tar fan? We're going to talk about that in a little minute. So yeah, it sounded like quite an eventful evening. There were some surprises, not many, though I think the overall headline is quite a surprise to me that one film did as well as it did. I was expecting it to do well, but I didn't expect it to win in certain categories, as Ryan Hatch says here. There were, in a weird way, there were surprises, and yet you sort of felt like they were all safe decisions. They were all kind of the right decisions in a way. But most notable is the fact that it feels like everyone who won kind of should have won, but it feels weird that all those that didn't win didn't get anything. If you know what, you'll see what I mean when I go through it. Obviously, Michelle Yeoh has made huge history, becoming the first Asian actress to win an Oscar. I mean, this is a majorly significant thing. And of course, we were talking about in the Weekly Rushes earlier, yesterday or the day before, about the fact that, of course, there was that contentious moment where she reposted an article in which it sort of suggested Cate Blanchett doesn't need another Oscar. So it was really a 2-horse race between Michelle Yeoh and Cate Blanchett. And I have to confess, I was absolutely beyond surprised early this morning when I saw that Michelle Yeoh had won. Absolutely surprised. I thought it was going to be an absolute shoo-in for Cate Blanchett. And I'm not going to say it again, but I genuinely didn't think Cate Blanchett deserved it either. It was another Cate Blanchett performance. So I think Michelle Yeoh winning was an absolute result. Other sort of surprises. Let me find just the full list of winners. So yeah, Michelle Yeoh, that was great. Best Actor. I thought this was going to be a shoo-in for Austin Butler in Elvis. And so Brendan Fraser won for The Whale. And I did say when we did our review, he is obviously the best thing in it. I mean, he's sensational and it's nuanced. And the best part of his performance in The Whale is almost not all of the kind of press around the fat suit and the prosthetics and the movement and the body shock, if you like, but it's his moments of quietude and just the close-ups on his face. You saw the weird thing is, he did enough, or was allowed to do enough to win an Oscar, but I felt that the director didn't allow him to do more. I think the film around Brendan Fraser, I think the rest of the film of The Whale is okay. It's not brilliant, but Brendan Fraser, and I just, who doesn't like a fairy tale story like that, guys? Hey, you know, George of the Jungle, the mummy, fades away, comes back. Quite something, quite something. So I'm chuffed for him, and he's a good egg. He's a good egg. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So yeah, Michelle Yeoh. Those are the lead awards. Best Supporting Actor. Come on. Another astonishing story. And I think that's probably the headline from this year's Oscars, is real life fairy tale stories. Real life Hollywood stories. And Ke Huy Quan, who obviously was the young boy in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, a child actor, potentially forgotten for many years. He was also in The Goonies. You know, he had a huge charisma and character. I mean, he was brilliant in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Vaguely irritating in a sense, but in a good way in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And he won Best Actor, Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actor. He's come all that way. I also believe he's the second Asian winner of an Oscar, and I believe he's the first Vietnamese or actor of Vietnamese descent to have won an Oscar too. Real life refugee makes it big, Me Too. Absolutely astonishing. Yeah, just phenomenal. And so Ke Huy Quan, and of course he managed to hook up with Harrison Ford, because obviously later in the night they won big. So what are the headlines here? What's won the most? What's won what? What cleared up? Now, the days of clearing up at the Oscars haven't really happened in recent years. You haven't had sort of films that have kind of mopped up all the big awards, which kind of makes sense. My thing about, often, we were talking about this in our sort of predictions, if a film wins Best Picture, generally it's got to be best in all categories, hasn't it? Otherwise, how's it managed to get to Best Picture? And sometimes, the Oscars throws up this anomaly that, you get one film that gets Best Picture and everything else gets everything else. So Everything Everywhere All at Once walked away with 7 Oscars. 7 Oscars. And what you've got to understand about that is these directors were possibly 2 of the most esoteric, batshit crazy, weird, sort of on the margins filmmakers. They made a film called Swiss Army Man before this, which is a film in which not Daniel Craig, what's his name? What's the name of Harry Potter? Daniel Radcliffe played a corpse, a washed up corpse alongside Paul Dano. So, and this is like their second film together. Comes from the stable, the film producers A24. So this is a big deal. These are art house filmmakers with an incredibly complex. I mean, I admitted that, I enjoyed Everything Everywhere All at Once. I didn't get the depth or sophistication of the cultural references, and I make no sort of apology for that. It's a film that works on many, many levels. It's a sensationally complicated film to watch. Beyond the Capsule, A24 have to be, as producers, have to be championed for being probably the only production house or production company or backer and distributor of films that only goes for indie stuff and allows filmmakers to make the films they want to make. And this is kind of proof that by doing that you can break through. So let's move through just some of the other ones. So now Jamie Lee Curtis, what an emotional moment. Not only did Ke Huy Quan say, "Mum, I've won an Oscar," but Jamie Lee Curtis, and I think this is a surprise. I mean, I talked a lot about the fact that I wanted Kerry Condon to win for The Banshees of Inisherin, but I think Jamie Lee Curtis, this is a legacy win, isn't it? This is a sort of an acknowledgement of her presence and her sort of lineage and her skill. I mean, she is brilliant in Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's brilliant. It really is. And so, I think we have to just sort of pat her on the back and say, well done. I saw her interview on the carpet going in, and she was so sort of, you could tell she had in no way prepared to win. So that was nice. Best Director, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, who directed Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best Original Screenplay. Didn't see this coming. I thought this was definitely going to go to Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. This went to Everything Everywhere All at Once too. And if you think about it, again, it's a complex story. It's a sophisticated story. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Best Adapted Screenplay. Nanny Dye will be chuffed about this. Sarah Polley won for Women Talking. Of course, there was a lot of debate about why no women had made it into the Best Director or the Best Director category. So I think Sarah Polley winning this has made. This is the film set in the Mennonite community about women trying to escape their abusive husbands. We reviewed it previously on the channel. And a justified win. I was surprised there that All Quiet on the Western Front didn't win. Best International Picture, Best Foreign Picture. Yeah, Emily Dunn made it. It was good, wasn't it? It's brilliant that Women Talking got acknowledged in some capacity. All Quiet on the Western Front did walk away with Best Foreign Picture. I think we kind of predicted this in our predictions. It's more of a European film. I did actually say I thought Everything Everywhere All at Once was the one that was going to kind of clear up, if anything was going to clear up. But the fact that All Quiet on the Western Front got the Best Foreign Picture, I think that's about right. I think it would have been odd if it got away with that and the Best Picture. Unsurprisingly, Pinocchio won Best Animated Feature. There was a lovely moment, wasn't there, when the star of the Best Live Action Short, don't talk to me about this year's Best Live Action Shorts, I can't lie, there was a sort of, I got a whiff of red carpetness, but there was a moment, wasn't there, when they sang Happy Birthday to the star of An Irish Goodbye. Other notable wins, obviously, Everything Everywhere All at Once winning Best Film Editing. You know, I called that one as well last week. You know, sensationally edited film. For example, batshit crazy why Banshees of Inisherin was even considered. It was just like, as Maddie said, they just put scenes alongside each other. It wasn't in the editing. Everything Everywhere All at Once winning for Best Editor, Best Editing. Best Cinematography makes total sense. All Quiet on the Western Front. Makes total sense. Absolutely staggering. Camera work. Production design as well, though. Best Music went to All Quiet on the Western Front, which was kind of makes sense. The Indian hit RRR won Best Original Song for Natu Natu. Best Sound went to Top Gun Maverick. I kind of knew it would. Best Visual Effects to Avatar. Best Production Design absolutely justifiably went to All Quiet on the Western Front. They recreated World War #1, guys. You've got to give someone something for that. Best Costume Design went to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And The Whale got Best Makeup and hairstyling, which kind of, you know, acknowledges the prosthetics and everything that Brendan Fraser had to kind of live under. And a notable win in the Best Animated Short went to The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. Bloody hell. Charlie McKeesy, or whatever his name is, winning that. Winning an Oscar as well as having a hit such as that. Now, other moments, just quickly. What did you think of all the winners? Still none the wiser, Pink Lady. NGL would have been kind of funny if Will Smith was there and slapped another presenter. I was just saying, it's kind of you kind of want something a bit dramatic, don't you? Beyond just everyone getting up and sort of saying, yeah, it's great. So Everything Everywhere All at Once, obviously being the Hoover upper. Of course, what comes out of this is MT Navalny, the producer, Gloria is Your Cousin, of the documentary that won Best Picture. Navalny, obviously about the Russian dissident. That's brilliant. Congratulations to him or her. Yeah, but of course that means the Banshees of Inisherin got nothing. It got nothing, which is odd. I was surprised that Angela Bassett didn't get a legacy Oscar. But of course, possibly one of the more notable things that a lot of the kind of tabloid press are running with is Hugh Grant's rather, some are saying, objectionable interview with is it Ashley Graham on the red carpet. Good Ship Lollipop thought Banshees was overrated. Yeah, apparently it was very rude. She sort of said, you know, it was a stupid fucking question asking her what he felt like being in Glass Onion. He's literally in it, literally for 3 seconds. I mean, I have to say, I hate those questions. When you lean on a question going, what was it like to be in? You know, actors they've got nothing to say. You've got to go for an alternate route. So, but she didn't, I don't think she deserved to be cut down as much as she did. When she said, what are you wearing? He said, my suit. I mean, some people thought it was hysterical. Other people think it was just rude. What do you think? Yes, yeah, I'm talking, shockingly sheared, yeah. And so, yeah, you know, so, oh, and Hugh Grant also likened himself to a scrotum whilst presenting an award alongside Andy McDowell. He said, she's the consequence of using regular moisturiser, and I'm not. This is my face is a scrotum, essentially. I think, like someone said, he's probably the first person ever to an Oscar award ceremony use the word scrotum. Bit rude, Tiggy. What you've got to understand is these actors wandering around red carpets and all that, you could say just don't do it, but they get asked beyond redundant questions all the time. I mean, bland, stupid, mindless questions are asked them all the time. So I think there may be occasions where they just capitulate and they just can't have enough. They just can't tolerate it anymore. And Elvis got nothing. Elvis got nothing, not even in the production design, costume design, and all that kind of side of things. Got nothing. And yeah, I mean, this is Everything Everywhere All at Once's night. And I think me and Nanny Di kind of saw that coming. I think it's justifiably so. The Banshees, I don't think won one award, did it? Did it win anything? Did it win sound mix or sound design? Original screenplay, no. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I mean, it was an absolute whitewash, I'm afraid. So anyway, so there you go. Tell us your thoughts. What do you think? What do you wish had won? What do you think should have won? As I say, there were some really fairy tale narratives at work here for both Michelle Yeoh. Well, all the acting categories. Exactly, Michu. All the acting categories, total fairy tale stories, all of them. Michelle Yeoh first, Brendan Fraser resurrects his career from sort of anonymity almost, since being a sort of pin-up sort of movie idol. Ke Huy Quan, absolutely first, you know, a second sort of Asian actor, but look at his ascent from child actor. And Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, what was nice about that was I was lucky to have caught her red carpet chat beforehand. That will have come as a genuine surprise. And whilst it was one of those sort of, Nancy would have found it a bit awkward, the speech and the tears, I think she was genuinely surprised. So, so guys, we will see you later for Coffee Moaning. Lots of love. And I'm kind of pleased I didn't stay up all night. You know, you hate it when you've missed something like a slap or them announcing the wrong Best Picture. But hey, it kind of just ploughed along rather reliably. Safe pair of hands, the Oscars this year.